Welcome everyone to today's board meeting. I am the Executive Director of the Pipeline Safety Trust. We are located in Central Texas. My name is Marissa Friedman and I'm here to address your concerns about the pipeline for the Livingston County area. Many of you are wondering if this pipeline is necessary, if it is safe, what is involved in building this pipeline. I am here to answer those questions as well as go over the new Rover pipeline project. We have named this project the Rover project, and this 42-inch natural gas pipeline will extend from the Ohio to the Canadian border. It will also pass through Michigan as well as Livingston County. This pipeline is going to be run through residential areas and residential property. This pipeline is going to be a project, not a construction site. This means that this pipeline will reduce the impact to the residents and make it minimal. We want residents to be able to access their homes. We want to make sure that the environmental areas are being preserved, and this will allow the safety of the pipeline to be built. This project is going to consist of a 42-inch diameter pipeline. This will transport natural gas across 179 miles. We will start from Ohio into North Michigan through Davidson County, Oakland, Macomb, St. Clair, and then this will transport back across to the Canadian border. Those at the property of this pipeline fall on will be given the compensation for the use of their property. This pipeline will create 5,000 temporary jobs here across these 179 miles. It will also create 40 permanent jobs. It will also bring in $88 million in taxes along the route. It will be a total of 713 miles, which will be able to transport 3.2 feet of natural gas per day across the pipeline. This pipeline will be installed along the path using a pipe laying under that environmental pipe laying process. This process allows us to lay the pipeline under waterways, wetlands, sensitive areas, neighborhoods. So the first stage of this would be to create it using directional drilling. We will use this to drill a hole along the designated path of the pipeline. After we have drilled the hole, we will involve a pilot hole, which is suitable for the installation of the pipe. So the pilot hole will then be the hole that we will stick the pipe down through, that we will thread through to create the natural gas line that will run through Livingston County. With this being said, after we have drilled the pilot hole, it will be to the appropriate diameter for the pipeline. We will lay out the pipe and we will weld the sections together once it is in the appropriate side. It will also be installed with the connecting swivel, which will allow us to tighten the pipeline and move it back to the beginning. This pipeline meets all federal standards in the design, and we exceed federal standards to ensure safe and reliable pipeline transportation. We have also constructed a path that will avoid and minimize the environmental impact. We also have guidelines displaying the path, and we are verified by several surveys and environmental studies that have research sensitive areas for the project to avoid. We can also reduce the amount of work that is absolutely minimally necessary and the disturbance to the root system by only removing vegetation in the areas that we feel that are in the way of the passageway of the pipeline. This pipeline is vital to get natural gas transportation throughout the United States. With the use of this pipeline, we can decrease the cost of natural gas, which decreases the cost for us. We also will be able to bring in the tax money, which will help to promote better projects that we are able to build. We've also made sure that this pipeline is incredibly safe, that all the required information has been researched, and we are also being overseen by the federal government. Those are the three big things, as well as those who are in the residential areas that will be impacted by this will be given back and compensated for the use of their land. This also allows people to feel that they are being compensated for the use of their land, which in most people are not wanting us to use their land if we are able to give you compensation. At this time, I don't know what the compensation will be, but in the future, my future address to everybody, I will be able to come up with a better understanding and how much each person will be compensated for the use of their land. If you have any more questions, I can take them at the end of the speech, and Hope you learned more about our Rover pipeline.